thank you for your time, first of all. Terrific speech yesterday. And I want to, could you give us a quick overview of who you are, where you come from, where you work currently?
So my name is Ramin Golestanian. I'm originally from Iran. I work in Max Planck Institute for Dynamics and Self-Organization in Göttingen, in Germany, and I'm a theoretical physicist, and I work on questions relating to how we can discover new physics by studying living systems.
Yeah, about that area, I want to ask you about, very superficially, what do you work like? What do you want to answer, basically?
So, if I just want to say it very briefly, maybe the question will be, why is life possible from the point of view of physics? Because in the end, if you have any type of matter which follows the rules of physics, matter is made of molecules and atoms, and in the end they all are governed by the laws of physics, mechanics, quantum mechanics, thermodynamics, statistical physics, and so on. And that should also hold for living systems. And if you think about the complexities that we have in living systems, in the end, it's a very interesting question to ask: how is this possible in the first place? If you want to understand it from a physical point of view. Now, when you find answers, maybe these would be exactly what is happening in living systems, or something similar, not exactly the same, but still, I think this is finding out the possibility is a very interesting question.
Very interesting. And initially, what drove you into the biophysics? Like, what sparked your eyes?
Well, I like challenges, and I think it was a very interesting challenge for me to try and think about living systems and the physical questions surrounding them. This evolved over many years, so my PhD work was not very close to biophysics, but I started learning more and more over the years, and somehow it was important for me to remain a physicist, because many people who are working in biophysics, they basically were faced with the question of identity. So exactly, which community do they belong to, and how should they judge their level of success if they do something new? Who should be the judge of what they do? And for me, this was always a big question, and that was I wanted to remain a physicist, and that was why I didn't go immediately into the sort of mainstream area of biophysics.
And talking about that, how do you view the future of biophysics? Like, now we are all in this area, and you see a lot of connection between chemistry and physics and biology. But other areas of physics, it appears they have like this, it's far, basically. How do you view the future of biophysics? Do you think science in general is heading towards this path of of this connection between a lot of areas, or do you think it's unique for our area?
Yeah, so it's a good question. I mean, biophysics is a very special discipline in which, from the very beginning, all these fields, physics, chemistry, and biology, came together. Maybe initially it was mostly about instrumentation, so the role of physics in biophysics, in traditional biophysics, is to build better equipment or maybe better computational tools so that they can be used to answer biological questions. But hopefully this dialogue could also be in the other direction, in the sense that the physicists could find interesting questions to ask about biological systems, and could get inspiration about their own discipline. And I think this is a very exciting direction, at least for me, that biophysics could go in the future.
Yeah. And to finish, talking about this event at the SBBF, how important do you think it is to the public side of this area and to the researchers that are now working on this and the next generation of physics?
Well, I'm very impressed by this event. The fact that it runs every year, I think that's quite extraordinary for this kind of size. Most conferences of this nature, they run once every 3 years or so. I'm also very impressed that a lot of people here are very young. It's not a collection of old friends who come together every year to meet up. The fact that in Brazil you can have an environment like this where young people feel a part of the activity, it's very impressive. Of course, biophysics, like any other field, it's an international activity, and that means that connectivity to the world is very important. And I see that the Brazilian biophysical community is very well connected. There are many people who go abroad and come back with some experience, and people who do sabbaticals, and there are many international invited guests in this event. So it's quite impressive to observe it.